Hey, just a quick intermission before we continue the video because I forgot to say it. Young LA is having a massive 22% off sale for the next 24 hours because they just hit 2 million. And if you use code WEAKGUY, you will get that 22% off and you will help me and help support the channel. So I love you guys. If you do order something, please send that to me on Instagram. And now I hope you enjoy this video.
They're laughing at you. They think you're weak. Show them 11. Show them.
Everybody keep it up, but I call it facts.
I didn't see it.
Now the main reason why we're all here, me trying to explain how and why I have been recovering so fast. So this I'm gonna try and make this, as quick and to the point as possible because I don't want this video to end up being super long. So this is a story. All my life I've played sports, I've done some sort of exercise, and I have accumulated quite a bit of injuries along the way. I've torn my Achilles doing karate. I've torn my left groin playing basketball, my right QL also playing basketball. I've herniated a couple discs. My biggest injury so far has been a little over a year ago, the first time I tried for 815 deadlift, which is when I tore my left lat. It was peeled off the bone, but it didn't retract. I tore my supraspinatus and infraspinatus and my rotator cuff. It would have been the second time that I've done that on this side. And also I tore my rear delt. I've also had a broken right clavicle, a partial tear on this supraspinatus and infraspinatus as well. My rotator cuff, which is why you can see my shoulders are kind of inclined in this way. Had all sorts of stuff. All I'm trying to say is your boy is not pain free. I have little nagging injuries that I've just kind of gotten used to dealing with day to day. It doesn't really bother me anymore. You just kind of live with it. If any of you guys have like that nagging knee pain or elbow pain or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. And those are just the main injuries. I've had like little tiny ones or just like tendonitis, tendinosis, like stuff like that. But anyways, my best friend Rafa, some of you guys know him on the channel. He's a chiropractic assistant. He also does all of my body work, and he has kept me feeling better for the longest time. But anyways, him being a chiropractic assistant, about, I want to say a while ago, he went to a medical convention with his boss. And in one of these stands was a company, and the company was called BioThrive. And they specialize in peptides. I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you have injuries, you've heard of BP157 and TB400 or whatever that is. Anyways, he ended up making friends with whoever was at the booth, whatever they gave him some of the product. Him being a very avid weightlifter, he started taking them because they were bioavailable pills. And he said that everything changed for him in a matter of a couple of weeks. Oh, hey, Stan. And me having all these nagging injuries and having ordered BP157 and TB400, the injectable version, I just have it I've had it in my drawer for over a year, and I've never used it just because, I don't know, when I ordered it, I realized that you had to mix it with like something called like BAC water or something, and it just seemed like a hassle, so I ended up just never doing it. I'm just very lazy like that, I don't know. But anyways, he told me everything changed, and it was a pill. And I was like, oh, a pill, aren't those supposed to be like bad for your liver toxic, whatever? He's like, no, the doctor and the team explained everything. Like, this is the way it goes. In fact, they say that it's better than the injectable version. The studies say yada, yada, yada. So I was like, oh, okay, I could try it out. I look it up. I look up the company. It seems legit. Like, it seems like something that I would want to try. And so, me being in the position that I'm in, I reached out to the team. I reached out to the CEO, and I was like, hey, I feel like this is a product that could do really well in the fitness industry or in just where I'm dealing with, like me talking to you guys. I know some of you guys are going to buy after this because it has helped me a lot. But anyways, all I'm trying to say is I reached out to the doctor. I was like, hey, this could help a lot of people in the industry. And he said, oh, he sells mostly to like wholesale medical offices. He keeps them in stock for like these doctors, whatever. He's dabbled in having some fighter, I think jiu-jitsu or some athletes, but never really in this industry is what I've been told. So I was like, hey, how about we get a bottle over, I test it out, do, the 3-month trial and see how it goes for me. When I tell you that I got this, bottle of, it's right here actually. There's a couple different ones. I think there's the BP157 one, then there's also the TB4 frag, and then there's this, which is called the Wolverine stack. I don't know if it'll focus, but it has a little animal, Wolverine, on it. This is the BPC157 plus TB4 frag, like the full stack, everything in pill, bottle, whatever. So I started taking that. I tell you not, within like less than 2 weeks, all of my little pains were getting significantly better. And even if it's just placebo, it's doing something, because I feel significantly better. But then after watching all of his studies, all of his, videos that he has on the product, I don't think it can't just be placebo. It's doing something. It's just like a medication does something for someone who's sick, So I am so in love with this product. I'm like, hey, I've never really promoted something like this just because I don't know, I don't feel right promoting things other than clothing and pre-workout, whatever. But I'm like, if I promote pre-workout, protein, whatever, why couldn't I also promote this? And he explained to me that it is actually, I thought he was eating the cable. It's not bad for you. It's not bad for you at all. Better. Okay, let's put it this way. Better than I can explain what the heck this does, this next portion of the video is going to be the man, the mastermind himself, explaining everything you'd probably want to know about this product. And I was lucky enough to, do my negotiations with the guy, and I have code for you guys. It is code WEAKGUY, just like any of my other codes. So if you end up getting one of these and trying it out, and like I've said before, I have never promoted anything like this. I've never thought of doing so, but I just loved it so much, and it did so much for me. Like, it helped my injury significantly. And if you're wondering how in the last month I pulled 770, 775, 800, 821, almost pulled 831, 825, all in the span of 2 weeks. No injuries. My back is fine. Like, my back is fine. I'm actually going to deadlift today again, just because I love it. This shit helps. And it's probably the most life-changing product I've taken myself. So if you want, a discount when you go to purchase, you can use code WEAKGUY. It helps me. It helps support the channel. And please send me a picture, a DM, of you trying it out, and let me know after 2 weeks or a month or whatever if you've seen any progress. So without further ado, I'm gonna let this mastermind doctor explain the rest. Love y'all and see y'all later.
Hello, my name is Dr. Robert Bello. I am the CEO and founder of BioThrive Peptides. BioThrive Peptides are a company that focuses on oral BPC 157 and TB4 frag, which is the oral version of TB500. As well, we have a product that is the combination of those two, called the Wolverine Stack. And BioThrive, one of our differentiators is that we are a clinician-owned, operated, and curated product line. What that means basically is that these products are made for patients, have been changed and made better every day based off of patient outcomes. A lot of the companies out there are marketing profit-centered and don't necessarily have the patient's best interest in all of their decision-making, where really we know our business success is based off of patients getting better and responding to the products. So that's really our main focus of creating these products. These two products are peptides, right? Peptides are chains of amino acids that are 50 amino acids or less. Anything above 50 amino acids are considered proteins. Peptides are naturally occurring in the body and serve a variety of purposes. Peptides are function as in metabolism, in neuroprotection. Insulin is a peptide that a lot of people know. Well, BPC is a peptide, and TB4 is a peptide that is solely functions on recovery, tissue, and cellular healing. We've been shown in studies both products, both compounds have very strong anti-inflammatory effects. They both create blood vessel production at the site of injury. Peptides are signaling molecules, so basically they get into our system and they are basically attracted to the site of injury through inflammatory mediators at the site of injury. And then the way they work is then they signal the end tissues and cells basically for them to work better. So an ibuprofen is an anti-inflammatory, but it will chemically stop the inflammatory process. Unfortunately, that does affect proper healing. Inflammation is a necessary part of healing, so you don't want to completely stop it. I tell people often it's like taking an antibiotic and it kills all the good and bad bacteria. So you don't necessarily want to do that. So the way the BPC and the TB4 work, they signal to the end cells and tissues for those to work better, to metabolize the inflammation better. So you get the positive effects of the inflammation, but don't get the negative effects of the buildup of chronic inflammation. So very different when you hear the word anti-inflammatory when it comes to peptides relative to pharmaceutical compounds. The BPC also helps out with the soft tissue injury recovery by creating more collagen 1 type fibers. So historically, these products have been used, and there have been positive results seen with injuries that are overuse of tendons, ligaments, muscles. We've seen accelerated recovery, enhanced recovery in small tears in tendons, ligaments, muscles. Obviously, BPC is created in the gut, so it does have a great response with gut type issues. IBS, leaky gut, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis are all things that we've seen positive outcomes when using the BPC. So historically, the BPC was used in an injectable form, and it's actually been around for about 30 years, and it was working so well that the people out there wanted to get it out to a bigger population of people, people that are not necessarily willing to do an injection, because one of the other factors is that the peptides have small, short half-lives. So basically they last actively in the system for about 3 or 4 hours. So to ideally have the longest healing window, you administer these products twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. Doing that with a injectable is not fun. Not many people like to do injections to themselves, and to do them that often every day becomes a real barrier to entry to using these types of products. So obviously having an oral form, an oral delivery system, is a big advantage. So back in the day, they took the form that was in the injectable, put it into a pill, and gave it to people. People took it, and it ended up not being orally available. That form that's in the injectable that is not orally available, actually is only about 3% orally available, is called BPC 157 acetate. And about 4, 5, 6 years ago, they were working to create a more stable form. That more stable form that was eventually formulated is called BPC 157 arginate. The arginate form is very stable and is very tolerable in low and high temperature environments, low and high pH environments. So it's perfect. It's to take as an oral, and it passes through the digestive process and remains 90 to 98% bioavailable after the digestive process. So the biggest conditions and situations that we see these products used basically have a lot of athletic or repetitive stress type injuries, your tendonitis injuries, your small tears. We actually have seen a lot of people using it before and after surgeries that possibly could not be avoided. These are basically, we're seeing that patients are reporting back that something that would normally take 4 to 6 weeks to recover, they're seeing a complete recovery within a week or 2. So basically the way we explain it to people is that once you are reducing that inflammation, you're creating more blood vessels, you're creating more collagen, you're giving the body the raw products to really heal as fast as possible. One of the things that BPC a lot of people don't talk about is that it increases your growth hormone system efficiency. It does not give you more growth hormone, but it gives your body the ability to utilize your own natural growth hormone better. And that's where we see people that possibly have started with an injury and have successfully recovered, And now they're actually seeing that their whole body feels better. They're recovering better. They're sleeping better. People respond and tell us all the time that they're getting barely sore from workout. So that's when people start to utilize these products for more of sort of a wellness maintenance sort of basis. And so that's where we're getting athletes, especially that are in their late 30s, 40s, and 50s that aren't recovering like they used to, recovering like they did 10, 15 years ago. And that's very exciting for them. The BPC itself is tolerable longer term. There's no toxicity to liver or kidney or any of those types of things you normally associate with the oral forms of certain compounds. So that's where things have been getting really exciting, because with the oral form, people are able to continue it longer term and really get benefits that they've never seen before. The TB4, anything that has a TB4, like the Wolverine stack, we generally recommend for 3 months at most at a time. And then from there, we will have them take at least a 4 to 6 week break. A lot of people ask, well, when do you recommend the BPC, or when do you recommend the Wolverine? And generally, the way we've sort of sorted that out is with the Wolverine, if somebody has a more progressed, a more serious issue that, and they also have a faster turnaround time that's needed, we'll recommend the Wolverine. The Wolverine, we've seen people have responses positive that start maybe from 4 to 10 days, really fast. So a lot of people that have a competition in a month or a vacation in a month, or they're looking to possibly avoid a surgery, we would recommend the Wolverine to start with. Although the BPC is great on its own. I mean, I really tell people often that the BPC is what really does the heavy lifting, and some people use the BPC and do fantastic on it. But with the recommendations, also, it all depends. If there's a financial issue, the BPC is less expensive, so sometimes we'll start people with that. So, always consult a medical practitioner, a healthcare provider that has more information about this before you start anything like this, because there are certain things that you want to avoid, or that you need more information for. So this information is not in replacement of medical information, but just information that is informative. Okay. Pleasure. Please reach out. BioThrive. BioThrive.us is the website, and we have a lot of the educational information there. We have a lot of peer-reviewed research there that specifically addresses conditions, but also addresses the oral versus injectable availability. That's always a big issue in the dialogue. A lot of people are still stuck in the old information that the oral is not systemically bioavailable. And as a medical practitioner that deals with people that are in pain, and I deal with lots of other medical practitioners, we can tell you, not only do I have the research on the website, but we see it in practice every day. 100% this is able to help out with joint and ligament type issues. So BioThrive, get it.